Okay, think back for a second. When was the absolute last time you rushed through traffic, fought against those rigid 9 to 5 banking hours, just to stand in a winding line to speak to a human teller? For a lot of us, that kind of anxiety, it feels like ancient history. We've totally traded the physical world of bank vaults and paper ledgers for a modern digital reality that literally lives right in our pockets.
Welcome to this explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to guide you through this today because we're exploring the invisible handshakes of modern banking. And I really want you to think about that word, invisible. You know, every single time you tap a card, swipe a screen, or just check your balance, you aren't just looking at numbers. You're triggering this hidden, highly choreographed global ballet of data. We're talking lightning-fast, digital conversations happening across the globe in actual milliseconds, just to make your life infinitely easier.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick look at where we're headed. We'll explore the modern banking revolution, peek inside the ATM machine, look at moving money digitally, compare credit versus debit cards, check out the speedy check clearance, and finally, wrap up with the internet banking era.
Section 1. The Modern Banking Revolution and the Role of ICT.
You know, the way we interact with money has completely changed, and it's all thanks to the incredible power of information and communication technology, or ICT. We've literally revolutionized transactions by ditching human clerks for immediate automated convenience. Just think about how these systems totally liberated us from those old-school banking hours. We're talking ATMs, electronic funds transfer, credit and debit cards, modern check clearing systems, and internet banking. Every single one of these represents a massive shift. We are no longer at the mercy of when a local branch decides to open its doors. We have complete, on-demand control.
Section 2. Inside the ATM machine. Let's talk about automated banking. We usually just see these machines as clunky cash dispensers, right? But they're actually highly specialized computers operating on the absolute front lines of modern banking. Let me ask you this. What actually happens behind the scenes during those 3 seconds you're standing there waiting for your cash? It feels instantaneous, but in that tiny window, your data is probably sprinting hundreds, maybe thousands of miles through fiber optic cables to a highly secure server and back. It's this wild microsprint of data happening right there in the background.
So here's how that secure digital relay race actually breaks down. It's an incredible sequence. Step 1, you insert your card, and the machine initiates its very first invisible handshake, instantly pinging your bank's main computer. Step 2, you punch in your PIN. The computer checks this, and to stop theft dead in its tracks, it'll actually eat the card if you fail 3 times. Step 3, you select an option, like withdraw. Step 4, the second massive handshake happens. The computer verifies your funds and checks your daily limits. Step 5, if everything aligns perfectly, the final handshake authorizes the whole thing. And Step 6, it dispenses the cash, spits out your card, and instantly updates your account. I mean, it's wild to think all this heavy lifting happens in actual milliseconds before a single bill ever touches your hand.
Of course, every huge technological leap brings real-world trade-offs. The pros are undeniable, right? You get 24/7 access to your money, 0 teller queues, and worldwide availability. You can grab local currency in Tokyo just as easily as in Toronto. But there are very real physical and digital security risks attached to all that convenience. You've got the threat of skimming, where sophisticated thieves steal card details, the physical risk of robbery in dark areas, and the annoyance of daily withdrawal limits. Quick practical tip here, always give that physical card reader a little jiggle before you insert your card. If it feels loose, it might just be a skimmer.
Section 3. Moving money digitally. Focusing on electronic transfers.
So the absolute backbone of our virtual economy is something called EFT, or Electronic Funds Transfer. Basically, this is a system that moves money instructions directly from one bank's computer to another, 100% digitally. You're probably super familiar with its cousin, EFTPOS, Electronic Fund Transfer at Point of Sale. That specific acronym is literally the real-time bridge between the physical cup of coffee in your hand and the digital ledger sitting in your bank account.
I honestly love to think of this as digital teleportation. No physical cash is being packed into armored trucks and driven across the city for these transfers. The money is just deducted from one account and instantly added to another. Just think about the old days, waiting for a physical payroll envelope, then having to race to the bank before it closed just to deposit it. Compare that to the absolute relief of waking up on payday, checking your phone in bed, and seeing your funds already cleared. A company uses EFT to effortlessly distribute salaries. Their computer simply tells the bank to deduct the total payroll and simultaneously drop it into all the employees' accounts in the blink of an eye. It's just magical efficiency.
Section 4. Credit versus debit cards and the chip and PIN system.
Let's zoom in on those high-security chip and PIN cards we carry everywhere. Think about your morning routine. What exactly is that little plastic card reader on the cafe counter actually doing when you pay for your daily coffee? It's another rapid-fire technical breakdown of something we do without a second thought, but the security stakes here are incredibly high.
Let's break down this 4-step shop payment process. First, the card goes in and you punch your PIN. Second, the card reader talks directly to the highly secure microchip embedded in your card to verify that PIN locally. Third, the shop's computer reaches out to your bank to guarantee the card hasn't been reported stolen and that you actually have the cash. Think about the tension here. If step 3 fails, the transaction dies. The bank's binary yes or no determines everything. Finally, if the bank says yes, an authorization code is sent back instantly, the transaction is confirmed, and your receipt prints. But hey, it's absolutely vital to understand exactly whose money you're spending during that digital handshake. A debit card acts like a super secured digital piggy bank. That money comes right out of your checking account, it's your money, it's infinitely safer than carrying a wad of cash, and there's no interest because, well, you already own it. A credit card, though, totally different beast. The bank pays for the item upfront, and you agree to pay them back later. This offers amazing customer protection. If that cafe mysteriously goes out of business tomorrow and never hands over your coffee, your bank might actually fight to refund you. But a credit card can quickly become a massive financial anchor if you let those high-interest risks drag you down by missing payments.
Moving on to Section 5, the speedy check clearance and image-based clearing.
It's so fascinating because even old-school physical paper instructions, like checks, have been totally supercharged by these digital handshakes. To understand how paper meets digital, we gotta talk about OCR, or optical character recognition. This is brilliant software that can actually read printed numbers and amounts on physical paper and instantly convert them into digital data. It's a lot like the tech that instantly reads your license plate at a highway toll booth, just scaled way down to accurately read messy handwriting and routing numbers on a tiny slip of paper.
Let's paint a quick picture here. It wasn't that long ago that clearing a check meant heavily armed guards stuffing bags of paper into armored vans and driving them across the country. Now look at how this tech completely revamped the process in 5 quick steps. Step 1. A camera takes a high-quality digital image of your physical check. Step 2. That OCR software instantly reads the sort codes, the account numbers, and the amount. Step 3. All that digital data zips to a central clearing facility. Step 4. The facility sends a request to pay message to the check writer's bank. And Step 5. If the funds are there, the money moves. What used to take days of physically driving paper around now happens seamlessly in under 24 hours. Pretty amazing, right?
Finally, Section 6, the Internet Banking Era and Managing from Home.
Now, what's really interesting here is this stark contrast between supreme convenience and some seriously intense modern threats. The benefits of internet banking are basically unbelievable. Zero travel, checking your balance at 3 a.m. from your bed, and totally avoiding lines. But the risks? They are very real. We're constantly up against hackers trying to steal logins. And then there's the super sneaky threat of farming. Just imagine logging into what looks exactly like your bank's homepage, down to the familiar logo and font, only to realize a second too late that it's a digital mirage built by a hacker to steal your credentials the second you hit enter.
So, the crucial point here is that this entire automated ecosystem relies heavily on our own personal security hygiene. Because of hackers and farming threats, banks absolutely require strong, unique passwords. I mean, think about it. All the multi-million-dollar encryption we've talked about today is completely, utterly useless if your login is something like password 123. The convenience of modern banking is totally unparalleled, but ultimately, we are the final lock on the door.
We've seen how incredible, secure, and highly automated this all is. But it leaves me with one final, kind of crazy thought I want you to consider. If our entire financial lives are now just a series of lightning-fast digital handshakes, what exactly happens to our money and our ability to even function if the internet goes silent? It's an absolute marvel of modern technology, but it reveals just how profoundly reliant we are on these invisible networks powering our world. Anyway, thanks for exploring the modern banking revolution with me. Keep asking questions, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.